Has represented the 6th Congressional District since 2019. Representative Rose was born and raised in Cookeville, Tennessee, and earned a Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness Economics from Tennessee Tech in 1988, a Master of Science in Agricultural Economics from Purdue University in 1990, and a JD as a lawyer from Vanderbilt University Law School. Representative Rose served as Commissioner of Agriculture for our state in 2002. Representative Rose and his wife, Chelsea, have 3 children. Please welcome John Rose.
Thank you, Chairman Daniel. It's a privilege to be with you today. This evening, I'm John Rose, and I am a Christian, a husband, a father, a farmer, a small business owner, a conservative outsider, and I'm running for governor of Tennessee. Now, when I tell people that as I travel across Tennessee, and I've been to all 95 counties, naturally one of the first questions you get is, why are you running for governor of Tennessee? And I always enjoy getting that question because I have what I believe is a very strong answer. And the answer is because as conservative as this state is, and we've heard from the Speaker of the House, we've heard from the Lieutenant Governor, and we are privileged to live in one of the most conservative states in this country today. And because of that, we have low taxes. We have lowest debt per capita, Governor McNally, of any state in the country, I believe. We have low regulations that allows business to be successful in our state. We have a hospitable social environment. People are flocking to our state. So why am I running for governor in a state that's already doing so well? Because we know, and life tells us, if you take your eye off the ball for just a moment, you can find yourself behind. And so as good as things are in Tennessee, we know there are challenges ahead. This state is growing dramatically. We heard the Speaker of the House talk about that. We've got to have determined leadership going forward. We've got to have leadership that is prepared to get to work on day one, ready to roll up their sleeves and go to work. And frankly, I think that I offer to Tennesseans the combination of training and education, a Christian conservative upbringing, and business experience that it takes to get that job done. At a very young age, as a student in law school years ago, a friend and I had an idea, and we started a business, and we built a business from the ground up. So I know what it's like to take an idea and see it through to success. We built a business where we created scores of jobs. I know what it's like to sign the front side of a paycheck. But my experience that I gained in business was founded on the bedrock principles, the on-the-job training that I got as a young man on our farm in Smith County, Tennessee. And I want to tell a story that I think underscores that experience for you. Let me take you back to the summer of 1980, and I am in the head of a hollow in Smith County. Everybody knows what a holler is, right? I'm in the head of the hollow, and my dad is bush hogging up on the hillside, mowing off the grass. And he's got me down at the bottom of the hill, and I'm sawing limbs out of the trees around the edge of the field so he can make that last round around the field and cut the grass under the trees. And I'm working hard. But my dad has a flat tire on his tractor. And he goes to change that tire, and he gets that very arduous job done, and he hauls down to me from way up high. And he says, "John, when this tire gets down to the bottom of the hill, throw it over in the back of the pickup truck." And so I think, okay, easy enough, and I get to stop sawing for a little while. I'm using one of those old pole saws. Some of you have used one. You know what a hard job that is when it's 90 degrees in the shade. So he lets go of that tire, and it starts coming down the hill. And I'm thinking, pretty easy job. I'm going to throw that tire over in the back of the truck. But that tire starts to pick up speed. Some of you can see where this story is going. By the time that tire gets to the bottom of the hill, it's moving pretty fast. And somewhere along the way, I'm smart enough to realize that as an 8th generation Tennessean, if the family's going to go on, my job is not so much about getting that tire in the back of the truck as it is not getting hit by the tire. So I'm down at the bottom of the hill, and I'm doing this number as that tire hits rocks along the hillside and changes direction. And I'm proud to say, and I obviously provide witness, that I survived that incident. Unfortunately, that tire hit the driver's side door of our 1974 Chevy pickup. Now, why do I tell that story? I tell that story because when career legislators send rules to you for how to do your business, for how to live your lives, and they don't have firsthand experience in the trenches, then oftentimes what they're going to send you is going to make it really hard because they can't anticipate what happens when those rules make it down to down below, right? They don't think about that. They don't think about, like my dad didn't think about where that tire is going to end up. That's why, folks, it matters who we pick to be the next governor of Tennessee. We need someone who has experienced firsthand how government interacts with business, how government interacts with the people. And I can tell you, I've learned a lot in the last 6.5 years in Congress, but I will tell you, it is not that experience that equips me to be the next governor of Tennessee. It is the experience of starting and running a business, of having to live by the rules that legislatures make, that governors put into place. And so I believe that from those experiences, I can apply that knowledge, learned through 30 years of building and running successful businesses, to make sure that we guide this state forward. We have a number of challenges in Tennessee. I won't go into them deeply tonight because of the time, but the issues that I hear from Tennesseans as I travel across this state, what are they? Education, infrastructure, roads, access to health care, access to energy, and economic and community development. These are the issues that I hear from Tennesseans all across this state. Why does that matter? Because it's not about what I want for the future of Tennessee. It's not about what my family, my wife wants for the future of Tennessee. It's about what you want for the future of Tennessee. And the only way I can know that is to travel this state from one end to the other and listen to the people of Tennessee and learn from you what you want for the future of the state. I'm John Rose. May God bless it, the state of Tennessee. May God bless America. I'm asking for your vote. Thank you for having me with you tonight.